Most of what we hear about when it comes to changing our beliefs in the modern self-help literature has to do with changing specific beliefs inside of specific domains. While this isn't bad information, it's an incomplete story, and taken alone, it won't be enough to help you change your beliefs in a stable and authentic way. You see, it's not that beliefs work on nutrition in one way and on money in another and exercise in another. It's that beliefs work with reality in a particular way, and understanding that allows you to apply this knowledge to every domain in such a way that your relationship to beliefs changes at a fundamental level. And this will lead to domain-specific changes. So this is what I'm going to address in this video, not how you can change specific beliefs, but how you can change your understanding and experience of beliefs in general in a way that invites the insight and wisdom necessary to alter for the better your lived experience. There are four main pieces to the belief changing puzzle that I'm going to touch on, and these are: 1, we need to believe it's possible to change our beliefs in the first place. 2, we need to know what a belief is. We need a working definition of it. 3, we need to understand the interaction of beliefs on objective reality, and this is what we're going to spend most of our time on today. 4, we need to uncover what our specific beliefs are and then uncouple them from reality. The first important piece of information you need, as I said, is to believe that changing beliefs is possible. And this isn't something I can necessarily help you with right now. However, maybe listening to this video in its entirety will help you see this truth if you don't already believe it. The second important piece to know is what a belief is in the first place, and this is something I can help with. So let's clarify it. To clarify, the word belief is synonymous with perception and mindset. So you can use those words interchangeably, and it's referring to a mental process. These terms attempt to explain what's essentially an organizational tool for the brain. The process of belief allows you to make predictions and generate expectations about new events based on past experiences. This is an important process for the brain. The full spectrum of experience is too overwhelming and chaotic. So to allow us to function in the world, the brain has to simplify experience, and beliefs are just one of the ways that this happens. What the scientific literature tells us about beliefs is that they work with reality to create experience, and this is really exciting news. So for example, how the food you eat affects you is a combination of both your beliefs about the food you eat, as well as the objective experience the nutrients of what you eat have on the human body. This is a very important piece of information, and I don't want you to miss it. What I'm saying here is that any outcome in your life is not only about your beliefs, it's not only about objective reality, it is always a combination of the two. While beliefs, mindset, and perceptions are highly useful, the truth is also that by their very nature, they are limiting, no matter if your belief is right, wrong, or otherwise. And this is because the process of belief at its basis is about closing off options and freezing a portion of reality, locking out the fullness. And that's what simplification does. Hearing this and nodding your head as though you get it is great, but really experiencing it is what is required for change to take place at the deep level. So to do that, we can use an empty pickle jar. Maybe at this point in the video, you've been wondering why I have an empty pickle jar next to me, and here is why. What I'm about to demonstrate is how we can use forms like a pickle jar to help us understand and experience at a deep level abstract concepts like the process of belief. You see, information is great, but until it becomes lived and breathed experience, it doesn't help us very much. What we're about to do is called turning knowledge into wisdom. And for what we're talking about now, the process of beliefs, an empty jar makes a great teacher. The jar represents a container for a slice of reality. So you can see that when the lid is off the jar, things can easily flow in and out. So although there's a container, it's not fixed, it's not holding in any sort of concrete way. It's just one slice of reality. The lid represents your beliefs, any beliefs. As a reminder, what I'm proposing today is that understanding beliefs and changing your relationship to the concept of belief is enough to help you transform your particular and specific beliefs in any domain. So having this in mind is going to help tremendously as we play. Imagine now that the lid is any belief that you have. For our purposes today, I'm going to just use a belief of my own, and we'll call this the belief about how deserving I am of love. It's important to remember as a side note here that what I'm about to show you is not just about right beliefs or wrong beliefs. I'm showing you how beliefs, any beliefs, interact with reality to create experience. So here we have the lid, and it's my belief about how deserving I am of love. And now comes a single moment in time, a slice of reality, or for our game today, the jar, the empty jar. The jar is a moment inside of reality that hits the domain of love. So I'm just going to use the example of someone reaching out to give me a compliment. When this event happens, if I don't understand beliefs, then immediately when someone gives me the compliment, I couple my belief with it, putting the lid on the jar. Doing this, I freeze reality into a single perspective that I call truth. If you're following me, you can easily see that here is where the problem for all of us arises. If I don't now recognize that I'm the one doing the coupling, that reality is not doing the coupling, I'm doing it, then I incorrectly assume that what I am experiencing, the compliment, with my beliefs about how deserving I am of love, is a fact, a frozen and concrete fact. I'm wrongly seeing the jar and the lid as one. If, however, I recognize that my belief limits my perspective, then I can see that if I'm experiencing a negative consequence from the coupling of my belief with reality, all I need to do to change that is remove the lid. Now, if you're like all other people on the planet, for sure at some point in time, you've had a jar with a super hard to remove lid. Ooh, you get a knife and you bang it. This illustrates a great point. This illustrates when we have a very fixed belief, and it gives us more information about our beliefs in general. Some of them are very fluid. We're able to take the lid off and on, maybe even change the lid out. It's easy, it's no problem. We do it as we please. Whereas other beliefs are very fixed, and they've sealed with the jar so much that we're now perceiving them as a single unit. This is okay too. It's not right or wrong. No need to feel shame. We're just learning here. We simply have to practice taking the lid, whether it's easy or difficult, off and on, and observing how when we allow any belief to be uncoupled from a snapshot of reality, we're able to expand our awareness and then more intelligently choose ways to organize reality that are adaptive and bring authentic happiness. So how can we practice? To practice with the jar and the lid is very intentional, and we can now use it to attend to the fourth point of how to authentically transform your relationship to beliefs, and that's by uncovering some of our beliefs. So to play, you simply want to set aside some time to unearth what specific beliefs you hold in areas of your life that are causing you problems. So for instance, beliefs around love or money or success or food. You really want to get real with yourself. What do you believe about those things? Bring those beliefs into conscious awareness and write them down. And then practice with one belief at a time or one situation at a time that's causing you particular challenge. Write this belief on a small piece of paper and tape it to the lid of the jar. And then practice putting the lid on the jar and imagining this is you applying your belief to reality and thereby imprisoning reality as though it could ever be caught. And then just smile or laugh here. It's pretty comical how humans try so hard to control the uncontrollable. Put the lid on, feel it that way. Take the lid off and see that not only are you the one putting the belief on the slice of reality, but you're also the one in control of taking it off, even if it's very, very difficult to remove. By playing in this way with a physical form, we're able to gradually experience on a deep feeling level the truth about the interaction of beliefs with our experience of reality. And in this way, over time, that deep wisdom acts out in our day-to-day life. It halts the process of gluing beliefs to experience and calling that truth. In this way, we grow our capacity to see the big picture, and we free ourselves from incorrect understanding, and this is very liberating. So get a jar and play for yourself. Don't trust me. Do it and see. You want to practice again and again. Take the lid off, put the lid on, and observe how it feels for you. I hope this information is helpful for you in your life. Until next time, live mindfully, be well.